What is going on, guys, and welcome to another video today. At the end of the video, there will be my reason on why the uploads haven't really been consistent this week. So this week is really the only upload with the Saturday upload, but next week should be a little bit different. I'm not sure just yet. But anyways, I want to go ahead and talk about my first impressions, or I guess kind of my few day in review of Call of Duty Warzone. So Call of Duty Warzone, if you do not know, is a battle royale mode that is free to play, and it's tied to the Modern Warfare game. So pretty much you go download Modern Warfare and you're able to play Warzone. It's cross-play as well, and it's really cool. I'm really glad they made this free to play, and that's gonna go ahead and transfer us into the my first plus, and that is this game is free to play. It's absolutely fantastic. I'm glad that they're able to make it to where everybody's able to play it as I'm recording this. They've reached over 15 million players that have either signed up or downloaded the game, which is really nice to see because honestly, in my personal opinion, I think this is a very solid battle royale game. So why do I say that? Well, let's go on to the next plus, and that is the looting. The looting doesn't take forever. Like pretty much the tiers of the weapons, the looting's a little interesting in this game. So the tiers of the weapons, there's like tiers of weapons that have like pre-made attachments on the weapons, and they're like kind of like these blueprints that you can get, which is like an epic, legendary, common, rare, like blueprints that you can find. And what I love most about the looting is that you spend very little time trying to loot, and that pushes the combat in this game. And honestly, that's honestly just a very big plus in my book. I like a battle royale that tries to push the combat as soon as possible by simplifying the looting and, you know, getting the looting done. But there's also a downside with the looting. So with the looting, there's not, at least right now with me, there's not really much variety. The only type of good loot that you can find is if you find a loadout drop, and that will go on to my next plus here in a second. But the looting, there's really not much variety. Usually if you open a crate, there's a very rare chance that you'll get like even like a blue weapon, which it kind of sucks. But honestly, I feel like the looting needs a little bit more variety because usually you find like the same 5 weapons, and it's kind of just not fun. So my next plus is the loadout drop. So the loadout drop is really cool. I like it, but I don't like it in a sense. So the reason why I like it is because you're able to use your class loadouts in the game. Like pretty much you can go up to a buy station and use your class loadouts. While I'm seeing people suggest that they should remove them, I honestly don't think they should remove them. I think this is a really nice way of making it feel like Call of Duty and making new players who are playing the free-to-play version be able to level up and play with specific weapons. Yeah, honestly, the loadout drops are nice. What I don't like too much about the loadout drops is pretty much the weapon balance and gun meta. Pretty much you'll see the same sort of meta, like people will be rocking like the same perks. Somebody will be rocking like either an SMG or AR with a monolithic suppressor on it and a sniper, and honestly, it kind of gets a little repetitive sometimes. It's not like to the point where it gets boring, but it gets to the point to where it's like you just see the same thing every single time, and it's just kind of frustrating. So that's the only reason why I don't like the loadout drop. I don't think they should remove it, but I definitely do think that they should. This is going to bleed into the variety in the loot. I feel like they should give us more variety in our loot rather than making us rely on loadout drops. So anyways, the next plus, I believe, is contract system. So there's 3 different contracts. There's Recon, which is like a domination point. There's the Scavenger, which is like finding 3 crates that give you some pretty decent loot. And then there's the Bounty, which I kind of like the most because the Bounty quite literally pushes the action. And if you do push that action, you're able to pretty much, like if you do push the action and you get that bounty, you get money for it. And you can use that money at the buy stations, and that again is going to go ahead and lead me to my next plus because I honestly have no problems with the contracts. I feel like for my only criticism with it, I guess they could add a little bit more contracts, like maybe get to like do a certain amount of damage or something like that or like loot. I don't know what really they could do, but these 3 contracts are really nice. But I would like to see a little bit more, maybe like two more contracts. I don't know what they can do. Anyways, on to my next pro, and that is the ping system. So if you guys are familiar with Apex Legends, this ping system is quite literally pretty similar to that. Except one of my favorite things is whenever you see a team, you can actually spot that team for a little bit, and so where you and your teammates will know exactly where a guy is, especially just to help your teammates with callouts, and it's really good with communication, especially if you don't have a microphone. Honestly, I feel like they're standardizing this pinging system, and I'm really happy about that. Even Fortnite did it, and I'm really glad Apex introduced that to bring it to more games, and I'm really glad they brought it into this battle royale. So my next pro is the map. Honestly, I don't think I've ever been so impressed with a map before. So pretty much this map is called Verdansk, and we've played certain parts of the maps of this map in Ground War, like Kravnik Farmland, Boneyard, I believe Quarry, and Tavoris District. Those four maps are in here as well, and honestly, it's really cool to see those. And also, honestly, the way this map is made is it makes it feel like such a real environment. Like you're in such like a real little like rural area where there could be life out there in this area, but now it's been abandoned due to the chemicals. And that'll actually transfer me over to my next pro, and that is the zone. So one big gripe that I've had every battle royale is the zone not being too much of a threat. So pretty much the zone, what it's supposed to do is it's supposed to pretty much push you to get to a certain area of the map, and it's there to push the action. And I'm a big fan of that. But the thing is, with like Fortnite, Blackout, Apex Legends, PUBG, all of those, you could literally sit in the storm for so long and pretty much camp the storm for a while. It's a lot of multitasking, but you can camp the storm every once in a while, and it's honestly just frustrating. So whenever Modern Warfare or Warzone Battle Royale introduced that this gas is very threatening, I fell in love with that because it keeps you on your toes. It's just like, hey, we'll take some zone damage, we'll be fine. No, in this, you can get a gas mask that'll last about 10 seconds, and then that's pretty much it. After that, when you're in the gas for, maybe like 10 seconds or so, you're pretty much dead. Like, you'll take some damage, and it won't regenerate while you're in there because you're constantly taking damage. And honestly, this is one of the most threatening circles I've ever seen. And I really hope they keep it at this stage because it really pushes that action, and I love it when games push the action like that and people don't camp out in a zone that's supposed to be kept out of. Anyways, honestly, I praise them big time for this. So next up is actually the health system. So I love the way they handled this health system. So pretty much there's no med kits, there's no syringes. There is a medical syringe that you can use. But all in all, this entire health system is auto heal. So pretty much, you take some damage, you get back, you heal. So like you get back, it's literally how Call of Duty healing is. Like you get back and you just heal up, and you can go back into the fight. One other nice thing that I really like that I hate that PUBG, Firestorm, and Blackout do is the armor level system. I hate that system. When I saw that they gave this the similar system to Fortnite, I was in love with it. So pretty much there's 3 slots, and I'm going to go into a con that I have with this, which is a criticism. You have 3 slots, and you can have up to 5 armor plates. When you have those armor plates, you heal up to 3, and that's about 50 HP each. So you can have a max health of 250 HP, instead of it just mitigating damage and getting damage. Honestly, it's simple. It keeps the health system simple, and I'm a big fan of that. So honestly, I like the auto healing. It feels more like Call of Duty. If Call of Duty was to make a battle royale, and they did here, it just feels more like a Call of Duty battle royale than Blackout did, in my personal opinion. Let's see. So the gripe I have with the armor system though is whenever you're like down a certain bar, if you're like halfway through your second bar and you apply armor, all it does is it fills up the second bar. It doesn't like equal out 50 HP every time. So pretty much, let's say you have 75 HP in your armor and you decide to heal it. You don't get an extra 50. You go to the 100 extra HP instead of the 100 and 25 extra HP. You know what I mean? So honestly, I feel like they should adjust that. But other than that, our armor system's great. Next up is the whole buy system. So I love the way that you can buy stuff. You can buy kill streaks, you can buy UAVs, you can buy loadout drops, you can buy armor plate bundles, which means you don't always have to loot armor plates. If you can't find any armor plates, just go buy a pack of 5 and you're good to go. Honestly, I think this system is really nice. Next pro, I would say, is the gulag. Honestly, this is one of my favorite things of this game, and I think it's very original. So pretty much what the gulag is after you die, like you go down, somebody finishes you, you are sent to a gulag. So the gulag is a 1v1 that you need to do. And when you do that 1v1, if you win, you get redeployed back into the map. If you lose, that's where the next thing of respawning comes in. Somebody has to revive, somebody has to buy you back. So you get about 4,500 cash, and somebody has to buy you back. It's really nice. Honestly, there's 2 ways of reviving, and honestly, whenever a battle royale has a respawn system, it's one of my more favorited battle royales. Like Apex has a respawn system. Fortnite's respawn system is pretty iffy. I just don't like Fortnite in general. But Blackout I kind of got turned off by because, you know, there's really not much, you can't really respawn people. So in Warzone, when I found out there's 2 ways of respawning people, I became a very big fan. So, oh, and one more pro I have is the inventory. So you actually don't really have an inventory. You can have like a max amount of, like, there's a capped amount of bullets that you can have. You can actually, there's like no inventory whatsoever. Everything's kind of organized to the way it needs to be. You don't need to select something. You're good. Honestly, I love that system. Again, it simplifies how the looting is. Pretty much what you can do is press down on your D-pad or press a button on your keyboard, and it brings up a little drop bar. You can drop stacks of stuff for your teammates, and it's just one of the easiest ways of dropping stuff for your teammates. It takes a little bit to get used to, but once you figure it out, it's amazing. So anyways, I think that's really it with my pros. There's a lot of pros here, and now we're gonna go ahead and go into my cons. They said that they already fixed this, but that is the kill credit going to the person who finished the down player. So they're fixing this, so I'm kind of like putting that aside. But I feel like the last like the only really con that I have is sometimes the fights can be a little bit unfair sometimes, if that makes any sense. Whenever you go fight somebody, I don't know if it's hit detection, there's connection involved, I don't know what's going on, but sometimes I'll sink a bunch of shots into an enemy player, and then out of nowhere they'll just murder me, as if like I didn't do anything to them at all, even though I broke their armor, got them so low, and yet they're still able to kill me even though they've hit less shots than I did. I don't know if that's just me, I don't know if my performance is poor, I don't know if it's my connection, but honestly, it kind of gets a little frustrating sometimes. Honestly, that's really it. Other than, you know, the cons, like a con being campers, but you're gonna get that with literally every battle royale. There's always gonna be those campers. Like literally, the UAV is such a good way to know where campers are. So if you find a camper sitting out in like a building and your UAV spots it, you can choose whether you want to push it or not. And honestly, you can play the zone unless they have zone, which can be quite unfortunate sometimes. This is one of the, honestly, hands down, it's a little early to say this, but this is I'm not really much of a battle royale player, but I'm gonna say that this is one of the best battle royales that I've played, and this is one of the only battle royales that I've actually want to play. Honestly, like with Apex, I'll play it every once in a while, or like PUBG, Blackouts or stuff, but literally with Warzone, all I want to do is play this mode, honestly. I think that's going to go ahead and end it. I guess my verdict right now is, if you're somebody who's a fan of Battle Royales and Call of Duty, this feels more like a Call of Duty Battle Royale than Blackout did, in my personal opinion. So I feel like you're going to love this game mode. Honestly, just give it a try. Nothing will hurt. It's a pretty big download, which kind of sucks, but in the end, it's a really fun game. There's still some buff scratches they need to iron out, but, you know, what are you going to do? And actually, this is where I want to talk to you guys a little bit about what I'm doing with YouTube and why I didn't really upload this week. So first off, I was kind of just busy this week. My friends were on spring break and I was hanging out with them, and I was spending very little time focusing on making videos. And at the same time, honestly with you guys, I haven't really been motivated to make videos lately. I haven't been motivated to stream, like content creation. The whole desire for that has kind of just went away, just went out the door, to be completely honest with you guys. But we'll see how the future goes. I always have these lulls. I always have these moments all the time to where I don't want to make videos and stuff. But honestly, I feel like I'm just going to try to push through it. I'm going to try my best to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But if not, I mean, most likely there will be videos like Monday or Wednesday or Friday. So anyways, I think that's going to go ahead and end it for today's video. If you do agree with me, make sure to leave a like If you disagree, I want to know in the comment section below. And make sure to subscribe if you're brand new to the channel. I'm going to go ahead and end it there. I love you guys. Hope you have a great day. Oh, and stay safe out there. Coronavirus is everywhere.